Thank you for this opportunity. I'm Kent Peatross from Duchesne County. And, you know, I think I just applaud everything that's been said, but I, believe it or not, got a new issue. Yesterday I was on a conference call with BLM, Federal Fish, numerous counties in Colorado, but it was all about the trans-western power line that's being proposed to come through Utah, out of Wyoming, carrying wind power to California. And absolutely no releases, no benefit, no value whatsoever to the state of Utah. It's just going straight through, and you know, and that causes me a great amount of pain anyway, because you know, California is voting to close down our power plants, our fossil plants and all of that in Utah, and not buying power from us, and killing the mining industry, but we don't have any of that in our county. But the issue is that the BLM, their statement yesterday on the telephone was that in order to prevent any kind of public confusion and to kind of get along and make it more simple and more viable, they're agreeing with Western Power Association to go with the northern corridor. They had three options on the table. One of them was down by I-70. The other one was coming out of Uena County, crossing about 3 miles, if I remember correctly, of tribal land, heading south through the south side of Duchesne County. Would have put them on BLM land, clear down till they went into Carbon and out through that way. The northern alignment takes them into Duchesne County, right in the Roosevelt area, just a little bit south of Roosevelt, comes straight through the heartland of our private property, and out the west side of Duchesne County there by Curd Creek, Red Creek, and over the mountain following the already Deseret power line. And of course they would hit Wasatch and Utah and down that way. But the whole motive behind this for them is the fact that it's going to be a lot easier to deal and condemn private property than it is to deal with T&E or other issues down across federal lands. And so we're really, you know, I'm kind of bouncing off the walls right now over this issue, because, and it kind of goes back to the point that Claudia made earlier also about this change in leadership. The Vernal Office BLM director retired here about 3-4 months ago. And he was calling us almost weekly about this issue, and are you guys, how do you feel about this and how do you feel about that, and on this corridor. And we felt like until yesterday that we were pretty well being taken care of and watched out for. We're of course a cooperating agency. Our public lands guy has been very involved in this process all the way along, and we were quite comfortable with the way things was going until about 3 days ago when we got a release, and then they made the official declaration to us yesterday on the telephone call. So, you know, I think in response to what the questions that you've been asking all along here is, you know, what really would be the plan for the counties is that, you know, just flat out simple is local control on the state and local entity level. And just a quick example is about 15 years ago, I'm also a public grazer on forest lands. My father-in-law and our father and I came up with a plan to fence off a riparian area that our cattle were overgrazing. It was just a stream bed, and anybody that knows cattle knows they like to go lay around the stream and keep the grass just as short as they can before climbing the mountain and going back out. And we had the ability to fence off about a quarter of a mile of this riparian area, and keep the cattle out of it and force them back out and let them use the water holes that were out on the mountain and so forth. It took us 3 years to get clearance through the Forest Service to fence that off. Well, local control, it was a no-brainer. And you know, anybody that would come out and looked at that site would have said, yeah, let's do it. And our local Forest Service people said, yeah, that's a great idea, let's get her done. But after 3 years, we finally got permission to fence that area off. So those are the kinds of issues. But the trans-western power line, I feel that alignment is something that the entire state of Utah needs to line up on. We're actually meeting with Wasatch County tonight to discuss what kind of action we want to take, and UNT County has committed to following our lead as well. So thank you very much for.
Any questions? Thank you.